Hello there, you absolute legends. Emma McElhinney here with Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. I am here to ruin your misconceptions about perimenopause, fat loss, and kick midlife in the face. So if you think your 40s are a drag, think again. Because every week I am going to be stripping down the myths about perimenopause. I'm serving you raw, unfiltered truths about your health and smashing misconceptions about fat loss. And a whole lot more. So if you thought you knew midlife, you don't know the half of it. Aging is inevitable, but getting old is a choice. So buckle up, grab a glass of something yummy, and let's get to it. Hello, and welcome to the next episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bulky queenager. Emma here, delighted for you to be listening today. Today's episode is all about what to do when we come back from holiday. And it doesn't need to be holiday, it can just be if you've had a couple of weeks of gluttony or over Christmas period or in the summer, if you've had a break from your normal routine. It doesn't necessarily have to be holiday. Before we go into the details though, I would love for you to do me a couple of favors. One is subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you are using. The second is share it with all and sundry, even the milkman. I don't care, just share it with everyone. I would love more people to be listening, downloading, sharing. And comment if your platform allows you to comment. I would love it if you could do that. It really helps promote the podcast to other people. So if you like it and you enjoy it, share it. That's all I'm asking. So yeah, the inspiration for this episode is myself. I have just come back from holiday and I have a very not a set routine of things that I always do when I come back from holiday. It's more things that are now subconscious choices that I make. And that's just the result of all the work that I've done over the years on my own nutrition and my own behavior change and my own habits. And it can be a really powerful experience to, share what it is that I'm doing. I can help other people. And I know that it's helped my own clients in the past when they come back from a break. Okay. Now, I'm going to just use holidays because I've just been away on holiday, right? When we come back from holiday, normally during a week or 2 or 3 away, we'll come back a little bit heavier on the scales, feeling and probably looking a little bit puffier, especially if you've been on a flight. We need to remember that being in an aeroplane in a pressurized cabin is going to make us be a bit more puffier. We're probably going to retain more water. If we've eaten airplane food, it contains normally a higher amount of sodium. So that is going to make us look and feel a little bit more bloated and just general all over puffiness. You might notice it I always notice it in my face. Nothing to do with the fact that I have a giant big ball face, but you can notice it in my face. So we normally weigh a little bit more on the scales, normally because we've been eating. We've not been paying attention to calorie content, and nor should we be on holiday. We don't normally, if we're eating out more, we don't have access to knowing exactly what's in our food. We're normally drinking a little bit more alcohol. And as a result of the alcohol primarily and being out of routine and then coming back and having that, that whole come back from holiday, don't want to come back, and going back into normal routine, our mood can be a little bit lower as well. So, here's what we can do in the here and now to help overcome these changes. Now, what tends to happen is most people will come back from holiday and say a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Friday or whatever day of the week. And they'll be like, they'll still be in holiday mode. Like, all right, I'll start again on Monday. And they almost give themselves permission to go into overdrive of even more food and even more alcohol and even less sleep in an attempt to try and I'll just get it out of my system and then I'll start again on Monday. And then Monday comes. Normally it would be very good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a full week, and then it all goes to pot and you're like, oh my God, I've lost the motivation. I just can't do this anymore, right? So that type of thinking, that I'll give myself permission to start again on Monday, is probably the number one thing to change your mind on and say, right, okay, have I got whatever the goal I have is, I need to start implementing the things now. So here's what I do. So when I come back, the first thing that I do is, once I've kind of unpacked or gone to bed or whatever I need to do, is I will sit down with a bit of paper and a cup of tea and a pen, and I will plan out what I'm going to be eating, what the family's going to be eating for the next few days. So for me, it's really easy. I normally have the same breakfast every single day, and just week to week I change the ingredients. And for lunch I do the same. So I normally have a big green protein smoothie for breakfast and just change the fruit and veg that's in it week to week. And I normally have vegetable soup and chicken or gammon and lunch. This is the winter time I'm talking, because it's winter just now. So I'll sit down and do a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever the days are, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I'll write down what we're going to be having. That will then create a shopping list, which then myself or hubby will go to the supermarket and get the stuff. And I will spend less than an hour doing breakfast and lunch myself for the next few days. And then I know it's there. And I know that that is given me, it actually does give me joy that I know that in my head I'm in control. I feel in control. And when we start feeling in control, we make better choices. So that's my lunch and my breakfast sorted straight away. For dinners, I will always build my evening meals around a protein source. I will normally have at least 2 portions of fruit and veg and whatever it is that I'm having. And sometimes there'll be a carbohydrate in there, and sometimes there won't be, depending on what I've eaten the rest of that day or how hungry I am. So there'll be a lot of chicken, there'll be a lot of fish, prawns, tuna, and eggs as well. So I always build my main meals around my protein source, then the fruit and veg, then the carbohydrates. And when I've got that written down and I've got the ingredients, I know I can either make it there and then, or I know what I'm making. So it's easier. It's this taking away this decision fatigue, because when you come back from your holiday and you go back into work, or you come back to your business, you've normally got 200 things to do. So you're like, the first day back at work is going to be hell on earth, because you're playing catch up and chasing your tail. So when you finish that day's work, the last thing you want to do is come downstairs and go, I don't know what to make, because at that point it's easier to phone a takeaway. It's easier to make bad choices. So if you already know what it is and you've got the ingredients, and it's easy for you to make the healthier choice. So that's the big benefit of planning and preparing what it is that you're doing with your food for the next few days once you come back. The next big thing that really works is self-commitment, and it's almost like a commitment to reset and get back into your normal day-to-day routine. And this is where you want to create non-negotiables for yourself. Now, I would always recommend a minimum of 3 non-negotiables that are easy for you to do, easy to succeed. And you'll notice I use this language quite a lot, make it easy to succeed. And we'll always do things that are easy. Like when we start, one of the reasons why, ridiculous eating rules and diets don't work is because it's hard. It's not easy to do. So if we make things easy to do, we will do them and we will succeed. And when we succeed, we build confidence, we build esteem, and we keep doing it because it's easy. So make everything as easy as possible, even if it means starting so small that it seems ridiculous. So the committing to a minimum 3 things. So 1 for me is my bedtime. Now, I can be easily distracted by Netflix like anybody else. But I will have a hard 10:30 bedtime for when I come back. If you've been long haul, it can be hard to get back into a sleep routine, but trying to get back into a bedtime habit is really powerful. And for me, that means that I need to not use my phone from 9:30 onwards, and just try and get away from that external noise and stimulus. So that's 1 for me. But there's loads that you can do. Like it could be water. It could be the amount of fruit and veg that you're eating. It could be having protein at every meal. It could be not drinking alcohol. It could be not having protein bars. It could be not having, there can be loads and loads of things that you can set for yourself. But the number one arching thing for you is make it easy. So for me, it'll be my bedtime. It'll be committing to my 2 litres of water minimum. Now, normally I would be drinking 2.5 litres, sometimes 3 litres of water a day, but I'm going to make it easier on myself. I'm going to commit to 2 litres, and I know that I can do that without it being a challenge. So that is my commitment. I cannot fail at that one. 5 portions of fruit and veg, and you will be able to do that because you've already planned what it is that you're going to be eating. So for me, I normally have 2 or 3 portions of fruit and veg with my breakfast. I normally have 2 portions of fruit and veg at my lunch. Normally I have 2 portions of fruit and veg at my dinner. Now, on the odd day that I don't, then I'm fine, because over the course of a week, I've more than covered my nutritional needs of fruit and veg. I'll always have protein at every meal. And that is now absolutely ingrained in me. Whenever I go out for a meal, even when I'm on holiday, when I look at a menu, I'm always choosing a meal that has protein at the source, as the main part, which is really bizarre because it's just natural. I won't always have fruit and veg in it, but I can always order a salad on the side. So, and then one of the things that I never do in my first week back is track calories. Never, ever, 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 ever. And the reason for that is because it's not hard. Like, if you've ever tracked calories, you'll know it's not hard. It's just a database. But if I can do these non-negotiables, I know that I am going to feel more energized after 2 or 3 days because I'm more hydrated. I've got better nutrition. I've got better sleep. I know that the puffiness from the flight or the alcohol or the processed foods or whatever it is that you've been doing on holiday, the puffiness and the bloating is going to reduce a little bit, and I'm going to naturally feel and look a little bit leaner after doing all of those things anyway. So I don't track calories my first week back, but I do track them on my second week back, because then it gives me, I know that I've done the non-negotiables for a full week, and then I can get more in control over what I'm doing with my calories. Now, if you don't track calories or don't want to, then that's absolutely fine. You can still be confidently in a calorie deficit by monitoring your portion size. And I've got loads of resources with portion size stuff in them on the website, teamemw.com. And the other thing for me is cutting out alcohol. So I will, when I come back from holiday, that's it for, about a month at least. It really depends. I'm not overly bothered. But it just means it gives my liver a chance to get functioning properly. It just means my metabolism is going to work better. And it's going to improve my mood overall, because that alcohol does really impact on my overall mood, and it really does impact on my sleep, which also has a knock-on impact on my mood. So they're the things that I do, and you don't have to do them. You can pick your own. But these things really, really will work. Now, the final thing that is always a powerful thing to do when you come back from holiday or you have a break from routine is reevaluating your goals. Now, this doesn't mean sitting down with a big lot of flip chart paper and doing loads of SMART goals and da-da-da-da-da. You don't have to do that. But aligning yourself with what you actually want to achieve is going to help you achieve what you want to achieve. So you've heard there's loads of memes about there, like a goal, an undefined goal is just a wish, right? You're never going to reach it if you don't define it, if you don't understand what it is and what you've got to do to get there. So your goals should always be challenging. So it doesn't always, people are like, oh, I want to lose weight. That's the only goal I've got. Like, no, it's not. Like, why do you want to lose weight? Is it so you can wear that dress, or is it so you can go and do that, go to that school reunion, or, think about what, if you have a fat loss goal, well, why is that important? What does that allow you to do? How are you going to be? How are you going to act? So think about goals, challenging goals. What is the plan to get those goals? Because if you don't have a plan, or you don't know what to do to get there, then you need get help, get somebody to help you figure out how you're going to get there. Because otherwise you'll just be lost. I've just got an image in my head of me walking around in a circle. But yeah, you need to plan it out and make sure you know exactly what to do. What are the milestones? How do you know that you're on track? And if you don't believe that you can reach that goal, then that needs to change. Because if you don't fundamentally believe that you can, then you never will. So if it's, I'm trying to think what would be a belief-based goal. So say, for example, right, I had a goal that I wanted to go and do a bodybuilding competition. Okay. Now, that's not a goal for me, and that's never been a goal for me. So it's a hard one to try and put in. But say I didn't believe that I could get the physique that I needed. And actually, I don't think I do believe I could get the physique that's needed, because I'm not prepared to put in the amount of effort that it requires, because I don't want to go hungry. I don't want to be training fatigued. I don't want to have my hormones messed up. I don't want to be so strict with my food that I have to weigh every iota and, just survive on chicken, rice and broccoli. I'm not prepared to do that. So I don't believe that I can do it. So there's no point in me having that goal, because I don't believe that I can do the work that is required to get there. But that said, I do believe that if I could be a size 8, for an example. I'm not a size 8 just now, but I do believe I could be a size 8. So there's a big difference between your belief and your goals. So you have to believe what you can achieve. And if you don't believe, bring your goal back a little bit to something that feels more achievable. So it's always worthwhile reviewing what it is that you want to achieve and making sure that you have got a plan to get there. And a plan to get there requires actions that you can take, not just waiting for the fat loss fairy to come along and wave her magic wand when you're suddenly motivated, right? Doing the work, doing the actions is what drives the motivation. So if you're in a place just now going, I just really want to lose weight, or I just really want to feel more energized, or I just really want to do whatever it is, but you're not actually doing anything about it because you're waiting for the right time, or you're waiting to be motivated, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So how do you get motivated? You do the work, you do the actions in that plan, and that when you start seeing results, that gets you that starts the motivation pattern. So this is one of the reasons why so many people get really, really stuck and not ever reach their goals, because they're waiting for the right time, or they're waiting for motivation. And there's this really strong possibility that will never come. There is no right time. I say this quite a lot in my social media content. Like, if you're in your 40s, family, business, pets, house to run, partner, car, social life, like, what is the right time? There is no period of time where you have nothing on. There is no period of time where you don't have to look after other people. There is no period of time where you don't have stress. There is no period of time where your hormones aren't doing anything funky. There is no right time. The right time is now. Ultimately, the right time is now. So they are the key things to start considering. Planning and preparing your food. And when we're talking about planning, use your calendar. Put time in your calendar that you're going to go to the gym. Put time in the calendar that you're going to go for walks. Treat these things like you would a doctor's appointment, because ultimately these are the things that are going to stop you being unwell and ill in the future. So treat them as important as that just now. Clients can wait. Clients need you to be happy and healthy. They need you to have energy. They need you to do things on their behalf. They need you to help them change their lives. So in order to do that, you need to be at peak physical condition. Because if you're not serving your clients, you're not serving your employer if you're not looking after yourself. So use your calendar, do your food prep, do your food plan, put in walks in your calendar, put in exercise in your calendar. If you even need to put in reminders to drink water, or put in a reminder that pings when it's bedtime, or block out your calendar when you would normally have a glass of wine to go and do something else instead. Use the tools that you have to your advantage, and use your support network. Like, if you've got people around about you that can help you achieve these things, use them. Absolutely ask for support. So preparing and plan, number 1. Number 2 is committing to minimum of 3 non-negotiables. It's almost like a reset. Like, I commit to all this water, to this protein, to this fruit and veg, whatever it is that you need to do, but commit to them. non-negotiables, absolutely. And the third thing is just reevaluate where you want to be, what your goals are, what you want to achieve, where you are now, what is the gap, what do you need to be able to do the actions that are going to get you to your goals, find the people that can help you achieve that, and get cracking on it. So it's not necessarily, it's not hard. Once you've got these things in place, you can repeat these no matter what the break in routine has been caused by, whether it's been illness, a holiday, Christmas, whatever it is, you can overcome it and you can move forward without having to wait for it being the right time or waiting to be motivated. So I hope that's helped you today. I came back from holiday. Today is Wednesday, started back on Monday, and I came back from holiday on early Saturday morning and did all the food prep on the Saturday, did meal planning on the Saturday, did the meal prep on some on the Saturday and some on the Sunday morning. And even just in that time frame of having shit ton of water every single day, getting outside for some walks. Another thing as well to remember on holidays, if you are used to working alone, and you're on holiday with your family, most people will be on holiday with their family. If you've been around people 24/7 and you're not used to being around people 24/7, you're used to working in isolation. Like, I always find I need to come back from holiday and have some, alone time, because, I'm not with my husband and my son 24/7. One works and one's at school. You can choose which one works and which one's at school. And I tend to work in my office alone. And it's worthwhile when you come back going, actually, I do need some alone time. So using walks for that is really, really, it can be a really, really good thing, and just reconnecting with yourself. Don't forget the power of that as well. So I hope this has helped somebody today. If you've got any questions, just DM me on Instagram or on Facebook. And don't forget, you can do the perimenopause profile quiz. You will find the link in the show notes below. And as I said at the beginning, don't forget to like and share the podcast and subscribe. Let's get it subscribed. So yes, I hope this has opened up a little bit of thought for you and how you can tackle your next break-in routine. Thanks for listening, ladies. I'll see you in the next one. And just like that, we have spiced up another episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. Massive shout out and a huge thank you for hanging out with me today. I really hope you've been entertained. And remember, don't be shy, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep those heels high and standards higher. Remember, it's all about glowing, growing, and downright owning it. So catch you on the flip side, and don't forget to click the link in the show notes to get your freebie.